Welcome to the Networking with Michelle podcast, the show dedicated to providing you with life strategies with a little bit of entrepreneur advice. Here we believe in the Jim Rohn quote, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's special guest is Dominique Broadway. She is a personal finance expert. Dominique, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, Michelle.
Absolutely. So we met last year through Greggy Hill. He had an event here in Houston, Texas, and you spoke and just connected with you right away because I had a financial background and I was like, she is doing the damn thing. So
thank you.
So how's it been since then?
Things have been good. I've been enjoying being in Houston. I'm not here as much as I would like to be, but when I am here, I'm enjoying it. As you know, I recently moved from Washington, D.C. So it's been good. It's just a lot of traveling for speaking and all that fun stuff. So yeah, life is good. I can't complain.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Yesterday, you announced that you are the 2018 Best Money Expert in Money Management by GBR.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, Michael, thank you, Race. Yeah, that was a really exciting honor. Like, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So I feel very fortunate to be selected for stuff like this. It's always like, are you sure you picked the right person? But no, it was such an honor. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're the financial guru. So how did you get started?
So I actually was previously a financial planner, personal finance. Oh, I'm sorry, that's what I do now. I was previously a financial stockbroker for high net worth clients. So I worked with clients that had $10, $20 million in investable assets. And, after doing that for a while, my friends kept coming to me asking me for financial advice. And it was one of those situations where I had to keep telling people like, oh, you can't become a client of this firm because you don't have enough money. And, once you hear yourself say that out after so many times, like, well, that's weird. That's a silly thing to say. Like, people want guidance, but they can't get it because they don't have enough money. Like, that's funny, right? So I, basically quit my job and decided to start this company that really was, the focus was to educate, people myself that didn't have millions and millions of dollars, but still needed access to financial information and financial guidance.
How long did you work in the industry before you quit?
Let me see. So I think it was like, I don't know, maybe 6 years. Because I was probably probably about 6 years. So I was probably 26, 27 at the time, 26, 27 when I quit. So probably about 6 years.
And then you jumped straight into entrepreneurship.
Yep. Took the leap. I had nothing to lose. Nothing. But a house and a car, and those are things you can get back. So I just took the leap and figure it out, on the way down.
I love it. But what are some of the things that you did learn while working with those high net worth individuals?
You said, what are some of the things I learned? I think I learned a lot. I learned, you learn a lot from people that have a lot of money. When I say a lot of money, like literally 10 million or even 5 or 7 million just sitting in their investing accounts. I learned a lot because I had always been really just intrigued with money. And so, I bought my first house at 22, like while I was still in college, and, had really started or kind of trying to look after myself. And then after working with these individuals, it was so many different things that I learned. I mean, just how, the wealthy, they're not trying to flip things. You know what I mean? Like someone comes to me and say, oh, Dominique, I got an extra $500, help me flip it. Like, that's not what wealthy people do. They invest for the long run. They, they protect themselves. They make sure everyone has tons of life insurance for themselves. So that's one of the easiest ways to pass wealth to the next generation, tax free. They utilize that. And they put their money and they let it ride out. And they also live within their means. Those were like some of the biggest things I learned. I mean, most of our clients, when you walk in, you be like, okay, they may have a little bit of money, but sometimes you're like, who is this person coming in with this t-shirt, clear one because it says 2001, you know what I mean? Like things like that. And so I think it was just really interesting to see that, the clients that had the most money lived I would go and hang out. the largest. So it I thought that was really interesting and intriguing to see.
Okay. Now you have this thing and how we need to determine our relationship status with our money. Is it complicated? Or are we happy and committed? So can you go ahead and break that down for us?
Picking up just a little bit. I just want to make sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah. But
you're breaking up a little bit.
Me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's back. Yeah. I heard you breaking up. Can you say the last question again?
Yeah. So you have this thing where you talk about how we can determine our money relationship status. Is it complicated, or are we happy and committed? Can you go ahead and break that down for us?
Yeah. So I think, your relationship status is really important. And I think, or I guess kind of understanding your relationship status with money is important, because a lot of people, they think that more money is the answer to the problem. And actually more money isn't necessarily the answer, because if you can't manage what you have, who cares if you get more money? And I've seen that where I literally had clients who went from making $50,000 to $300,000 and they were still equally as broke, right? And so I always, I think I posted something recently. It's like, what's your relationship status? Like, your money wants a long-term relationship. It doesn't want a one-night stand. I say that because so many people, they get paid on a Friday and they literally only have their money until Saturday morning. And it's like, it's a one-night stand. Most of the money that we've had has not been with us longer than a few months, right? And so it's like, what if we could take some of this money and get into a long-term relationship with it, and we're keeping it for periods of time? We're able to, take this healthy relationship and show our family, like, look, I have a relationship with money. I'm able to keep my money instead of constantly getting rid of it. So that's kind of what I mean when I talk about like your relationship status with money, and also just your overall relationship with your money. Like, are you scared of it? Do you duck it? You know what I mean? Like, do you avoid calls? Do you not open your mail when it comes? Like, are you avoiding it, or are you tackling it head on and staying on top of it and making sure that you can keep this money for a long run and build wealth?
So speaking of relationships, when is a good time to even have that conversation? And we're going to talk as if you're in a committed relationship, like year 1, year 2. Right before the engagement, after the engagement, because, finance, our money is it's a delicate topic as is. And if, you think you're about to marry this person, when's a good time to have that conversation about money and credit?
What was the last? I'm sorry, it broke up again.
When is a good time to have the discussion about money if you're in a committed relationship with someone?
I think early on. I think people need to have a conversation about money like before they get engaged, or even while they're dating. I think it's really important. I know when I date, we always have the money talk very early. But I think it's also because they're like trying to get some free advice. But so I tend to talk to most of the men I date. We have that conversation like on the second date. They're like, "Can I get your advice about something?" I'm like, "Oh, here we go." So for me, it's something that I think is important to talk about early on. But I think that people definitely need to have that conversation before they get engaged. To remove any expectations you may have about your significant other spending X amount of dollars on a ring where all they can afford is their thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it's important to have those conversations, but also to understand like what your goals are. And also like, what is your lifestyle? Is the person that you're about to be in a relationship what are they in? Because whatever situation they're in, you're going to be kind of getting into it as well. Once you merge your finances. So I think the sooner that better, instead of until like after marriage, and then they're like, "Oh, let's talk about money now," and then it's like, "Oh no, what if my significant other has way more financial stuff going on than I thought?" And so I think the earlier the better.
Okay. Now I know Jay-Z's album 444. There's been a lot of talk about just wealth and generational wealth and stuff like that, and I kind of feel like the hip hop communities jumping on board with that. What do you think are some other things we can do to make money cool among our community?
I think Yeah, I think even when Jay-Z's album came out, 444, like it was great and all, but it was like people were just listening to it.
Wait, say that again. Start over.
Do we have these conversations with people and saying, what is the lifestyle that you want? Like, just because you were raised poor doesn't mean you have to always be poor. And so I think in our community, that conversation needs to be had. And I know for me, I decided I want a different lifestyle for myself, but I knew that it was an option. My parents raised me like, you can live whatever life you want. You just got to go out and work and do it, right? And so I think that more people need to understand, like, if you want a lifestyle where you're working 3 days a week, well, let's figure out what we can do to build it up there so we can get your wealth to a point, or get your money, your cash flow, your income from your business or whatever to a point you can live that way. It's totally an option. But I think for a lot of people in our community, in our culture, they don't even realize that it is a thing, that it's a possibility. And if they're shown, they're like, whoa, wait a minute. If I don't keep living for today, I can have a super dope tomorrow. This is good. You know, it's like, okay, instead of you buying 10 pairs of Jordan today, how cool would it be if you had one pair of Jordans on while you were flying to like Hawaii? You know what I mean? That's like, they're like, that's cool. You know what I mean? And so I think it's just really exposing and showing people to all the options that there really are in life.
Right. So how do you work with people?
So we work with people in numerous ways. So we have like group programs that we work with people. I still work with some people one-on-one, but also I think that we just kind of, like courses on speaking engagements and just really educating people through like challenges and fun activities to get them to have this mindset shift. So those are some of the ways that we're currently working with people. And a lot of times, because we're doing a lot more brand work, a lot of times it's partnering with these major brands to create content to educate our audience, which is even better because they have way bigger production budgets than I do, right? So that's, been really exciting where we can kind of partner up with these bigger companies, use their budget and really, kind of educate the community.
Okay, awesome. What is one action item that you can give our listeners today when it comes to their money, finances, that they can implement right away? So give our listeners one action item that we can implement today when it comes to our personal finance.
Let's see. I think really the one action item would be taking inventory of where you are currently financially. I think for a lot of people, one simple step, that one simple activity is like the thing that can really kickstart whatever you're trying to reach, whatever goals you're trying to reach financially. So when I say taking inventory, like literally sitting down and like seeing how much money are you really bringing in, in your business or your personal, your business or from your career, how much debt do you have, how much are you truly spending every month, what's the status of your student loans, like looking at your credit report, like literally just taking the time to look at everything with your name and a dollar sign is one really great step. So for a lot of people, that's like a wake up call to say, hey, I'm not as on track as I thought. Or, hey, I am on track. Maybe there's things I need to be doing to kind of to take this to the next level. So I think that's one thing that people can do to really get a jump start on reaching their financial goals.
Cool. And how can people get in touch with you?
So super easy to find, just DominiqueBroadway.com, Dominique Broadway on Instagram, where I spend most of my time, or you can always just look for Finances Demystified.
How did you come up with that name?
So I came up with that name because I knew that there was this whole financial thing. I'm like, okay, there's finances that we need to tackle, but how are we going to tackle them? We need to clear them. We need to demystify them. And so I came up with that word. I'm not came up with it, but I started researching like words that kind of just like removed fog and haze, and I just kept picturing demystified. And so in our logo, we actually spell it like demystify the way it's spelled in the dictionary, DE.MYS.TI.FIED, because we're demystifying finances, just like how we're breaking that word up as well. So that's where it came from.
I love it. Hey, everyone, make sure you follow her on social media. Check out her website. She has a ton of resources on there as well. A great blog and podcast just giving you practical tips in order for us to be financially successful. Dominique, once again, I want to thank you for joining the show. Hey, everyone, remember, I believe in you, and a personal connection leads to an influential network. Thanks for networking with Michelle.